The afternoon sun painted long golden shadows across the empty highway as I tightened my grip on the steering wheel, completely unaware that the next 30 minutes would change the way I looked at love, loyalty, and forgiveness forever. My wife had asked me to drive her best friend, Mara, home after a family gathering because she wasn't feeling well. It sounded like the simplest favor in the world. But halfway through the drive, Mara leaned toward me with trembling hands, tears filling her eyes, and whispered words that made my heart stop. "Please, take me somewhere private. I can't let anyone see me like this." At that moment, 1,000 terrible possibilities raced through my mind. I had no idea that the truth she was carrying had nothing to do with betrayal, and everything to do with saving someone's life. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, forgiveness, and second chances can change lives, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Compassion Hub so you never miss another heartfelt story. I slowly turned off the main road and pulled into a quiet park overlooking a peaceful lake. It was the middle of the day, the sunlight reflecting off the water while families laughed in the distance. Yet inside my car, it felt as though the entire world had fallen silent. Mara covered her face and cried harder than I had ever seen anyone cry. She wasn't trying to hide guilt. She was trying to hold herself together. After several long moments, she finally revealed that she had been diagnosed with an aggressive illness only days earlier. The doctors believed treatment could help, but she had chosen not to tell anyone, not even my wife, her closest friend in the world. She feared becoming a burden and hated the thought of seeing pity in the eyes of the people she loved. Listening to her confession, I realized the desperate request she had whispered wasn't about secrecy for the wrong reasons. She simply needed a quiet place where she could finally break down without pretending to be strong. I reminded her that carrying unbearable pain alone only makes it heavier. No matter how difficult the truth was, the people who genuinely loved her deserved the chance to stand beside her. Tears streamed down her face as she admitted she had spent years being the dependable one for everyone else. Asking for help felt impossible. We remained there for nearly an hour, talking beneath the bright afternoon sky. I never offered miracle solutions because there weren't any. Instead, I listened. Sometimes the greatest gift another person can receive is not advice but the certainty that someone is willing to stay and hear every painful word. Eventually, Mara asked if I would stay with her while she told my wife everything. She was terrified that the conversation would destroy her emotionally. I promised I would be there, but only if my wife wanted me present. This wasn't my secret to control. It belonged to Mara. When we reached home, my wife immediately noticed the redness in Mara's eyes. Before either of us could explain, Mara embraced her tightly and began crying again. Within seconds, my wife understood that something was terribly wrong. The conversation that followed was filled with silence, tears, long hugs, and honest fear. There were no dramatic speeches, only the quiet strength that exists between true friends. Instead of judgment, Mara found unconditional love. Instead of facing the future alone, she discovered an entire family ready to walk every difficult step beside her. The following months became a journey of hospital visits, treatments, setbacks, and tiny victories. Some days hope seemed distant. Other days a single encouraging medical report felt like a celebration. Through every challenge, my wife never left Mara's side. Watching their friendship grow stronger through suffering reminded me that genuine love isn't measured during life's easiest moments but during its hardest. The experience changed me as well. I became more patient with my family, more grateful for ordinary mornings, and more aware that every smiling face may be carrying an invisible battle. We often assume people are fine simply because they appear strong, never realizing how desperately they may need someone to ask, "Are you really okay?" Nearly a year later, Mara stood beside the same lake where we had parked that unforgettable afternoon. This time, she wasn't crying from fear. She smiled as the breeze moved through the trees and quietly thanked us for refusing to let her fight alone. Although her journey was still ongoing, she had rediscovered something even more powerful than certainty: hope. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to Compassion Hub. Your support helps these stories reach people who may need hope today. Special request: before this story ends, comment below with one word, hope, if you believe no one should face life's hardest battles alone. As I watched the afternoon sunlight shimmer across the lake once again, I realized that the most life-changing whispers are not invitations to betrayal. They are quiet cries for help from people who have spent too long pretending to be strong. And sometimes, the greatest act of compassion is simply choosing to stay, listen, and remind someone that they never have to carry their pain alone. That single drive home taught me a lesson I will never forget. Kindness may not erase suffering, but it gives people the strength to keep moving forward, and sometimes, that changes everything.